Hey YouTube, it's NJ again with another video for you. I want to give a shout out to Coin Collecting Texas over on Instagram for this Liberty Nickel here in front of you. If you have an Instagram account, go over and check him out. He has quite a few things up for sale. This one got to me, paid a decent price. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it, but I think I paid a fair price for it. Got to me in great shape. Quick shipping, no problems. So the 1883 Liberty Nickel, as some people call them, it's called a V nickel because of the Roman numeral on the back of it. Before I tell you anything of the story about the coin, I just want to show it to you, try to get you a good view of this. It's a great coin. I mean, I like the look of it. When I saw it at Coin Collecting Texas' site, I knew I wanted it, but this looks better in person than it did in the photograph. As you can see, let me get a pen here. As you can see, Liberty is going across her crown. Complete Liberty is not worn out or anything. Not too many worn down edges on here. I'm extremely happy with it. And if we turn it over on the back, like I said, this looks a whole lot better in person than it did in the pictures I saw. So the story behind this coin. So it was began being minted in 1883, and they didn't put the word cents on it. As you can see on the back, it just has the Roman numeral 5. And it was understood by everyone that this is a nickel. It's worth 5 cents. And everything was fine until someone had the bright idea to gold plate it. And by gold plating it, people were able to pass it off as a $5 gold coin. So once the mint found out what was going on, they immediately changed it. So the beginning of 1883, the Liberty Nickels, as you see right here, does not have the word cents on them. Once they made the change and going forward, the remainder of 1883 on until the Liberty Nickel was no more, had the word cents on it. Now, I had been thinking about that for the longest. If the only thing that's on here is a V, and people were plating it in gold to pass it off as a $5 gold piece, it would seem to me that someone should have saw this coming. Okay, why make one coin that looks like another coin? So when I got the coin, I looked up the $5 gold piece because I had never seen one before. So found out some interesting things here. So as you can see, there is a similarity between the Liberty Nickel and the gold piece. Now the only thing is, if you look here on the gold piece, Liberty has a curl coming down her neck. There is no curl here. Okay. Outside of that, they look a lot alike. All right. So then I said, well, let me turn it over. All right. And when I turned it over, as you can see, this is the reverse, the $5 gold piece. And this is the reverse of the Liberty Nickel. So I'm sitting there wondering, well, how in the world, if you plate this in gold and you give it to someone, how are they going to think it's a $5 gold piece? And then it hit me. I've worked in restaurants for the past 8 years, and any of you who've ever worked in restaurants, you probably had a similar experience. Customer comes in and they give you, let's say, this Jefferson nickel. They put it in your hand like this. Most people, because we're not expecting anyone to counterfeit a nickel, we're just going to assume it's a nickel. Okay, maybe 1% of the cashiers will actually check it and flip it over and do all kinds of things. But if you just, place this to me like this, I'm not going to examine it too closely. It's a nickel. I'm going to treat it as a nickel and give you change accordingly. So my thought is that's what some people were doing. They would plate this in gold, and then they go into the cashier, hand it to them in their hand, just like that, and, you know, treat it as a $5 gold piece. Well, one of the stories that I read on the internet was about one particular person whose name is Joshua something or other. He was arrested for doing just that. What he would do is he would go into a store, have a gold-plated Liberty nickel, give it to the cashier. He would buy 5 cents worth of something. Now, back in 1883, you know, things weren't that expensive compared to 2018. So, you know, like, let's say he got 5 cents worth of candy, which would be literally a whole bag of candy. He would expect $4.95 in change, and that's exactly what the cashiers would give him. So he would get, you know, whatever he bought, 5 cents of whatever he bought, and then $4.95 in change. Well, he was finally arrested, but then probably because of his lawyers, the case got thrown out for 2 reasons. One, they said when he gave the gold-plated coin, he never told the cashier to give him $4.95 in change. All right, so he never said, "Here you go, here's $5, or here's a $5 gold piece, give me $4.95 in change." So because he never said that, as far as anyone knew, it was the cashier's mistake, you know, which, you know, makes perfect sense. I mean, as a cashier, I have accidentally given out too much money. I've had cashiers give me back too much money. You know, so it's a mistake on the cashier's part. All right. And the second thing is they said, well, you know, let's say, you know, the cashier was to ask him, "Oh, you giving me a $5 gold piece?" Well, if the cashier asked him, he never responded. And if the cashier asked him that, he was never going to respond because he was deaf. So he would never be able to hear what the cashier actually said to him. So for those 2 reasons, you know, his case was thrown out, and, you know, he was not accused of counterfeiting or trying to defraud anyone. So I kind of thought that was an interesting story. But as I said, 1883, the first set of Liberty nickels that came out of the mint, as you can see here on the back, did not have the word cents on it. And then going forward, middle of 1883 and then on through the rest of production, the Liberty V nickels and subsequent coins did have the word cents on them if they were in fact a cent. Right? But like I said, I got it from Coin Collecting Texas. Want to thank him very much for it. And like I said, this looks 100 times better in my hand than it did when I looked on his Instagram site. So that's it. Y'all have a good day.